consider probably the most challenging year of high school. Not only do you have to juggle your extracurricular activities and your GPA, but there's another thing added on to your plate, and that is the SAT. This single test that only measures your math and verbal reasoning skills can possibly determine your future. Now, I know all of you know that a lot of juniors and seniors take this because, well, the majority of colleges require it. And if you want to go to like a competitive school, you're going to need more than an average score. But the fact of the matter is, there's some students who may like excel in school, get straight A's, very intelligent, but when it comes to the SAT, their scores may not reflect their performance at school, as in they don't score well on the SAT. So because of this and a lot more factors, I believe the SAT should not be used for college admissions because it is financially biased and it doesn't measure your complete college success. So yes, I can't say that the SAT doesn't measure any of your knowledge, but to say that it measures like your complete academic future success for college is false. There's a study from Professor John Allen Palos, who is a professor of mathematics, and he took information for all these colleges and he found there was an extremely low correlation between the your SAT scores and your first year in college grades. There is a 20 to 30% variation, which you guys may think is a low percent, but in reality, there's going to be more than not one, but several people who like excel in school, but their SAT just didn't reflect what they did, and they may not be able to get in the college they need to. Also, it doesn't measure your work ethic, which is essential in college. You know, there isn't going to be someone saying, you know, you have to get up and actually go to class, or, you know, you may not be able to go to that party because you have an exam the next day. You need to be able to have that work ethic, and the SAT doesn't measure that. Also, the SAT provides incomplete information for student educational success in college. And to prove this, I'm going to give you guys an analogy. Okay, so say the SAT stands for the soccer ability test. And the more, like the highest goals you score, like the higher you score on that actual ability test. So let's say you're in the top like score range. Just because you're at the top score range doesn't mean like you're the best player. Just like in the real SAT, just because you score the best doesn't necessarily mean like you're the best student overall. You know, there's more things with soccer. There's like goalie, defense, agility, skills, all that, and that pertains to the SAT. There's more than just, you know, math and reasoning skills. There's so much more. Also, the SAT is proven to be financially biased. As you can see here, on each tile for family income, like the lower income, you know, the lower score. And there's an average of a minimum of 12-point variation for each section, which can really add up. And this is solely because the lower income kids, they may not have, you know, the resources to prepare for the test. They may not be able to afford that SAT class, or they may not be able to afford, you know, that SAT review book. And I believe that's very unfair. You know, that low income student who may not have had those resources could potentially be, you know, very intelligent and may not be able to get into the college they deserve to get into and can't express their knowledge to the full potential. Many people say that, you know, you need the SAT because it puts everybody like on an equal foot. And I believe that it doesn't. Or, I'm sorry, no, okay, so yeah, the SAT on an equal foot. And because of grade inflations, and you know, they use the SAT in order to like balance out the grade inflations. But the fact of the matter is that the SAT and grades are two completely different things. You cannot use the SAT to help balance out those grade inflations. You know, the SAT is a 3-hour test that only measures your math and reasoning skills, as I've said before, but your grades is a 4-year reflection of everything you've done in high school, your work ethic, even your test skills, everything into one. So you couldn't possibly replace those SAT skills for like grade inflation. That just doesn't work out. So in conclusion, I believe that the SAT should not be used for college admissions due to, you know, the financial bias, and it doesn't even measure your college success, which is what the colleges use for the SAT, to measure the college success. So if it doesn't even measure the college success, why are we using the SAT? because of all this bias, there can be that one kid who, didn't have enough resources, that one kid who is intelligent but didn't get the score they wanted. And all these kids, they may not be able to get into college they want to, and then they can't, express their intelligence to the full potential. I personally believe that the SAT shouldn't and can't determine your future success due to the short amount of time that it takes to take the test as well. So why even use it?